Hey yo, in the dead of spring, when your mama decides to put Vaseline on you, bro, I thought all my life I was like, I don't sweat. I got no sweat glands. Yo, the Vaseline was literally clogging
Bro,
my my pores, bro. I had no idea until I was like, I ain't using Vaseline anymore. I graduated. I got lotion. I'm on that cocoa butter. I never sweated so much before in my life. I was existing. I was sweating. I was what is happening?
I remember vividly. It was in eighth grade. I was going to class. I had to go call to the principal's office, and I stepped in there. Well, in that morning, I didn't have lotion, so I just used Vaseline, and I just you know, covered myself.
You gotta get all you gotta get all of
You got the
them.
crevices, get all the creases, make sure you get everything, make sure you all
Exactly. And
shiny. You shiny as hell, but you
no
moisturize.
ash.
Zero ash. You the shiniest you ever been. People acting like you just did like a whole body treatment. You get to school. I go to get called to the principal's office. You know, sometimes I act up. I'm trying to act up. I'm the middle child. That's what I do. So I get called to the principal's office. Sweat, just like dripping. And they're like, "You nervous?" I was like, "I don't know what's going on. Like, I've never sweat like this before. Like, maybe it's puberty. I don't know." I was like, I didn't understand it. And it was like 2, 3 straight days where I was using Vaseline. I was just like pouring, like sweating all the time. I'm like, I am gross. Like, I come home so mom was like, "We're in the pool." No, no. I just put Vaseline on. I don't know what happened.
Bro, let me tell you how I got clowned. Well, I didn't get clowned in college. I just was like, people were like, bro, why? Because you know the Vaseline, bro. It's no other Vaseline. It's the blue lid with the it's the Vaseline brand. I came in there. They said, "Hey, I think it was your roommate came. He was like, hey, yo, bro, you got some lotion?" I was like, "Nah, lotion. I got Vaseline." My man, he said, "Bro, what are you doing?" I was like, "This is the only lotion I need, bro." All car oil, all over my body. Welcome to the Unsolicited Counseling Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm your boy Jermaine,
It's your boy Martin.
and we're just going down memory lane of just. I just don't understand why my mom, whole heart, like with her whole heart, she was like, Vaseline is the way. We had cocoa butter, we gotta cover our
Mm-hmm.
sunspots and stuff like that. I agree with that, bro. But the Vaseline, I think that was the trap they put on in the black community. They said, "Hey, yo, it's 50 cents at the dollar store."
It was overkill, and the way it was used was so abusive. I felt like it was a spanking that was unnecessary. Because my mom used to like put the Vaseline in her hands when I'm a kid. I'm like in the bathroom just chilling, all over my face, just smacking it. I'm like, my eyes are like, what the heck is happening? And she's like smacking me, like, rub it in, rub it in. I'm like, oh God, God, God. I feel like
Bro,
I'm playing Ready to Rumble every morning, just trying to get out. I'm like dodging and weaving. Like it's always a battle in the morning.
have you seen the SpongeBob episode when my man got buffed out and his curves are like all like I mean his like the corners are gone. He was just like smooth and shiny, bro. That was us. But I was just straight shining, bro. Like I think one person was like, "Hey, yo, like I can't see because the sun hitting your forehead and beaming it right back at me." Oh God, man, good old days, man, bro. What we didn't know. Now I'm using Neutrogena. Nope, not using Neutrogena. What the fuck? I'm using some shit. It's a blue bottle. Nivea.
Nivea. Okay.
Nivea. I
You,
graduated.
well, I I want to stick to my roots sometimes, So I'm currently using Vaseline, but the cocoa butter infused lotion.
Hey yo, you know what? They say, look, when a name brand it has cultural relevance, like it just hits. Like I at work the other day, like we were talking about medicines, right? It was some like drink or whatever. Someone was like, "Bro, it tastes like Robitussin." Oh, it was Scotch. We were talking about Scotch, and someone was like, "Oh, Scotch and whiskey tastes like Robitussin." I was like, "Ayo, no wonder I like Wisconsin Week. I love Robitussin." Meanwhile, Peanut Gallery, my man, he Filipino, so he get the pass. I'm gonna give him the pass. He was like, "Why the
He
black
said,
community?"
"Nigga." No.
No, he did not
Oh.
say that.
Oh, I thought you
He
gave him the
knows
pass.
well. He gets the pass because he said like, "Why the black community obsessed with Robitussin? Put some tussin on it." I was like, "Because the Filipinos the same way." He was like, "True." He's like, "True." Bro, I got no problem with Robitussin. I drink NyQuil straight, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no problem. Not to the head. Not to the head.
Well, they took the codeine out of it, so it's not as powerful.
They did? They took the codeine out of it? Oh, because
Codeine,
of Lil Wayne. I
yeah.
see. I
Kids will
see.
get high off of it, yeah.
I
It's
mean,
not as effective.
it's not
Well,
a fact.
it's effective, but you're not gonna feel like good.
Bro, I mean, look, they take the codeine out of NyQuil. They made four local only a downer. Bro, I remember back in the day it was an upper and a downer. Like you didn't know where you were going.
Yeah,
You
your
had
heart didn't
two,
either.
that was the night.
All you knew is that your night was not gonna end where it began. That's all you knew.
Four
You're gonna
local
wake up
farmers.
somewhere and not know where the fuck you are when you take a drink a Four Loco.
I mean, the four local ain't built like that. I would say right now, the drink, don't get the four local seltzer. This is the public service announcement to all our listeners: do not get the Four Local seltzer. It is horrible. If you're gonna go to seltzer and you want the Four Local experience, get the White Claw Surge. It's equally as terrible as the Four Local, and it'll get you fucked up. So, or the Jungle Juice. Apparently, Jungle Juice is still a thing. I had no idea. I got
I didn't
called
know
out
that
by a
either.
Zoomer. They said, "Ayo, Jungle Juice is lit." Jungle Juice was my dad. Jungle Juice. The can jungle juice, not
You already
the.
know my dad was drinking. He was drinking those limeritas like all the time. Proud to say, "Hey, yo, son, go get me a limerita from the fridge." I'm like, listen, if that's what you want, I got you. But what are
Bro.
you drinking, bro?
All right, so what I'm drinking today, you smooth. I like that. I like that. See, look,
The
man,
Vaseline, bro. It's the
it,
Vaseline.
it is the best. You slid right in.
Mm.
So today I'm doing something different.
All
I
right.
finished the mezcal and tequila. No beer today because I'm trying to lose weight. I guess.
Is that
I
what
don't know, man. I'm actually trying to keep my run good, but today I'm drinking whiskey, which is gonna ruin my run tomorrow. But I'm drinking Russell's Reserve whiskey. It is the 10-year edition, and it's 90 proof whiskey. It's, I mean, I would say it's good. I think I got traumatized from one of my friends' dad. Like he had Russells, and he was like, "This is it. This is the greatest whiskey ever." I'm like, "All right, cool." I'm thinking, bro, we're gonna sip it. He said, "We don't sip here. We take it to the head." We were doing shots of whiskey. I've never done shots of whiskey before in my life until that moment. So I'm a little biased, but I would say it's a standard whiskey. Like I would say it's like your for the price, it ain't all that, bro. It's like a Knob Creek level
Yeah.
above like what's the like Jack. It's way above Jack, but it's at Knob Creek level. So I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. I should drop it because it's way too expensive to be like
The Russell's like a $70 bottle. Is that right?
yeah, for what? Like it tastes like Knob Creek. Knob Creek is cheaper. You can actually get Bullet, and it's a better experience, better than Knob Creek and this, and it tastes a lot better. But yeah, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Russell's Reserve, straight bourbon.
Straight
It's the
bourbon.
it's the
Yeah. It's not a
fall, you
rye.
know.
It's just bourbon. Got it.
All right, what you drinking, bro?
All right. So I got a special drink. You know, it's fall. We out here. It's the fall season. Sometimes you got a little basic. And, you know, actually, a couple years ago, I'm going to give you a full story about how I acquired this. Um, 2 years ago, I proposed to my wife in Chesterton, Maryland, something like that. And a part of that, we went to a brandy facility, a brandy distillery, and we picked up this thing called Girl Shine. It's from Castanelli's winery. Oh, it was a winery. Winery vineyard, apple flavored brandy. It actually has, if you look closely, there's like a cinnamon
Oh,
stick in there.
nice.
So it has like cinnamon flavor, apple notes. It's really good. And another cool thing about it, it was bottled on 6/24/21, which is actually the year before me and my wife got married, the exact same date.
Oh,
So
wow.
I didn't know that until today. This wasn't planned. It was just a cool observation that I found made. So we're drinking this right now. If you want to go check this place out, the vineyard is actually in Churchill, Maryland. But we went to a place in Chesterton, Maryland to drink it and bought the bottle. I have it currently mixed with some apple cider for the fall. So I have a really basic looking drink. It's really good. This is actually my third glass. it's I had one before Jermaine and I got on the pod. We were chatting before we got on here. We actually chatted for a whole hour just catching up, doing what we do. And I finished it and I was like, oh, let me go make one more. It's so good. It's the drink of the fall. I recommend it. Apple cider and apple flavored brandy, Girl Shine. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10.
High praise.
I'm bringing and it's coming through with me on Halloween.
Bet. I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm looking forward to it. So, as you know, as we start with the drink, we started a little early. We started about the drinks early. But as we do, we always ask, how you doing, bro?
Bro, I'm tired. I'm
you
tired.
sound like somebody uncle, bro. Like you just go
Nah,
like,
bro. Like I'm so exhausted, and we're gonna get into it a little bit and talk about the episode of the day. And I don't want to overshadow. I don't want to start talking about it yet. I want to leave, a little teaser about what we're going to
okay,
get into
okay.
today. But I'm just so exhausted and tired. Work has me fed up. Like me trying to keep track of the podcast, keep track of relationship with friends and family, and find time for myself and my own mental health, taking care of things around the house, chores. Like I just feel like there's no catching up. Like I can't catch a break. I need like a mental health day to just sit and stare at the ceiling. Like I just want to lay down in bed and stare at the ceiling for a whole day just to put my life back together. Um, so I'm a little stressed out, but at the same time, it's always nice to hop on the podcast and then have a chat and catch up with y'all, let y'all know what's going on, let you know that it's okay to not be okay. So I'm really excited to do this episode for y'all today. But like I always say, life's good, life's good. How you doing, bro?
Bro, I feel like this is just a perfect episode for this because I'm feeling the same way. Like I'm feeling stressed, tired, like my pillow stopped working. Don't know how that happened. Like one day I was like, "Hey yo, this pillow fire." I'm getting good sleep. Literally the next day, my whole bottom of my like spot, like top of my neck, and then not the top of them, the bottom of my neck, and then the top of my like what are the fucking shoulder blades?
Traps?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
traps, all sore. And I was like, "Oh, okay." First day, I just did pull ups, whatever, and it was like continuing. I'm like, how the fuck this happened, bro? The fucking pillow had an expiration date. Like it was like, hey
Yes,
yo, bro,
yes,
good luck.
yes.
Like,
Pillows have an expiration date. How long have you
all
had
right,
your pillows?
yo, I got.
How long? Hold on, wait. How long have you had your pillow?
All right, so this one I had since the one that like basically gave up on life. I had for a year and a half, almost 2 years,
Oh, okay.
and
They don't give up that quick.
nah, bro, it's a flat pillow because I was like, oh man, everybody say, oh, if you sleep on your stomach, you need a flat pillow. Lies, like all lies, bro. Honestly, fuck Instagram because they're like, actually, fuck Google because motherfucker was like, I hear what you're trying to say. Here's this pillow that's gonna be great. It ain't a cube because I was like, that's a scam. But it's something similar. It was like it's a buckwheat pillow, and I was like, oh, first year and a half, great, and then last night I switched to like my old Casper one that I had for the Casper just been a 3 year. Casper, fire. Slept. I was out, bro. I was like, and I woke up. I was like, ain't no pain. Ain't no pain. Now I got to figure out why my back hurt. And so now that's the whole thing. The pillow, cheap to change.
Mm.
Mattress, not so much. So,
How long
um,
have you had your mattress?
about 4 years. Anyway, so um, but yeah, I'm tired. Like I've been having a stressful couple months and stuff like that. It's been rough, and like Martin said, like we're gonna get into the episode, but just so you know, like this is the season. SADS might be seasonal affect disorder,
Yeah.
depression. Depression could be in play because we're going to the fall. This is one of the times where it's like most because we're getting less sun, or when we do go out, it's very minimum because the sunlight is so short. That could be added, but it's just like also like the leaves are dying, stuff like that. Things slow down. It causes some people to have depression or reflection of where they are in life, if they're stuck, and so on and so forth. So I kind of got that. It kind of gave me some reflection. Maybe this is the reflecting time. I don't know. Maybe Metro is in retrograde. Metro is
Metro?
open up.
Mercury?
Mercury.
Come on, man. You need to get it together.
Mercury in retrograde. But I don't know, but I've also been having a hard time. We're gonna be talking this episode, we've been talking about, we've been hinting it. We're gonna be talking about getting feeling like you're
Feel stuck.
feeling stuck, feeling like you're spiraling, etc., and seeing how we can go about this. So yeah, let's get right into it. So yeah, like as we mentioned in prior to the episode, or as we were talking about in our previous our little like catching up, I've been feeling stuck, and I feel like a lot of people, especially in this time in our life, like I feel like our 30s, and if you're like in your late 20s, you can probably relate to. If you're in your early 20s, hey yo, live it up, Zoomers. Like I don't know, y'all still like confusing me, like how y'all live y'all life.
I don't know if
Um,
they're really living it up either, because we're talking early 20s. They're graduating from college right now, and now they're getting like this debt that they have to pay back. So I'm
hmm
sure they're feeling this little stuck feeling as well. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Oh
off.
no, no, but yeah, like in any of this generation, I feel like in our younger generation, and some one of my coworkers was like, I was like, I'm old, but she was like, you ain't that old. You still like a child. And I was like, sometimes I do feel like, look, we all look young, right? But I feel like in this like like this time in our life, it's like a check. It's like each moment in our life, either your early 20s, mid 20s, early 30s, you have these moments where you're just like, what's going on? Why am I here? Or where should I be? And that's okay. Because we all have those times where we're just like, we feel like it's something off, right?
Hmm.
Like for me, it's been like I think it was something that happened to me. It's normally like sparks, like glass shattering. Like if y'all seen How I Met Your Mother, maybe old man reference now, but you see How I Met Your Mother when Marshall, Lily, and Ted would talk about things that they saw happen like with one another, and then it's like a glass shattering moment. Like it could be an epiphany that happened, and like for me, it was an epiphany of like just me turning like my age. Like I went to 32, and then
Damn.
I know, right? Fucking
Sorry,
crazy. I'm in the
I can't relate.
32, and I'm like, I'm seeing everyone around me, and then you're like, oh man, where am I? Like, where am I in this? Like, I feel like I'm stuck, or like I'm doing the same thing over. I'm not moving forward, and
Mm.
it's hard. It's hard because when you look at that and you're comparing yourself again, we talk about comparisons again. It's all connected. When you start comparing yourself to other people and seeing everyone else around you, like, oh, my friends are like having kids, or my friends are like married or not married or traveling, got a new job or whatever. You start looking at that and you see like, but where am I at in my life? Like, is this where I want to be? And
Mm.
then you have to stop and ask yourself, like, are you comparing, or can you like take something from that? Are you being stagnant? You know. And for me, it was like a reflection point. I don't know if like you had something similar, like feeling stuck, because I know like my man been skyrocketing and like in his career, making money moves and stuff like that. Do
Bro,
you
but
see
that's not.
something different than like being stuck in the way like? if you were working at McDonald's and you said, "Hey, yo, next day I got the fries though," versus like,
And that
um,
could be a come up. That could be a come up.
yeah, like could you be on the right track but still feel stuck?
I mean, yeah, I don't think that growth is linear. Growth isn't linear. Actually, I know growth isn't linear. There are going to be some good days, some bad days, some days where you take a couple steps back and then you keep pushing forward eventually. Uh, Kind of speaking about why I feel stuck and where I am. Like you mentioned, like yeah, you're doing good in work, like you're making good money, like you shouldn't like. I don't know if you feel that way, you're thinking that way, but some people might say, why do you feel stuck? Why do you feel like you're in this hole of despair, if you will?
Right,
And
dread, despair, right.
yeah, and like I just feel like I'm in this slump that I can't dig myself out of. Whether it's like things that I need to do at work, where it's like, hey, you like it's like I get something done and then more gets added onto my plate and I can handle it. Like I know mentally I can handle it, but like actually I know I can handle it mentally, but subconsciously I'm like don't want to do it anymore. Like I don't know how to describe it.
Hmm.
It's like I can handle the workload. It's not too much, but it's like you see a list of everything. You're like I don't even know where to start. Like you can take everything piece by piece and you just get it done. But when I just see the whole thing, I'm just like my mind makes it bigger than it really is.
Mm.
Because I know that if I like I'm telling you right now, I'm not working right now. I know that if I just do one thing at a time, eventually I'm going to check everything off the list. But just seeing how much is on the list is just overwhelming, and
Yeah.
that's just at work. And then after work, I have to think about, oh, am I spending enough time with my wife and making sure that she feels loved and feels safe and feels happy. Am I doing what I need to do to make sure that my friends know that I'm still in their lives, that I still care, that I take an interest in what they have going on? Am I How am I doing with my running? Am I still making time for myself? Am I approaching those goals? Am I going to be ready for the marathon in February? Like I have so much and podcasts. Oh man, I got to make sure I make time for you all to post and say everything. And Jermaine, he was really good about it. I was like, hey man, I don't know if I'm going to make it in time to drop last week's episode. He was like, hey man, give yourself grace. It's going to be okay. Take your time. And sometimes we got to take time to like take a deep breath and understand that you don't need to be everything to everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
There are seasons for different things, seasons for when you can be productive in one aspect, and maybe some things fall by the wayside for a little bit. You can come back to them. Friends, if they were your true friends, they're going to be there. Everyone has their own shit to deal with. Everyone's doing things. You don't have to always be interacting just to keep up with everyone. You can just say, hey man, like I saw your message. I want to get back to you, but like I have XYZ going on.
Mm.
The other thing about being in this like slump that I'm in or this rut is that I think in general when you think about slumps or ruts, it's usually because you're working towards something, you're not seeing any progress, you don't know how to get to something, or you're like not happy in your current situation and you need a change, but you're fearful of the change. Like I know that you're talking about you want to get a new job and you want to move to a different type of employment, and it's like is that fear causing you to be in a rut, or is it something where you are just uncertain about what you really want?
Right. Well, like for me, like with work is like with work with relationships and stuff like that. I feel like that all goes in like in the bubble. It's the thing that's out of your control. And we off the pod we were talking about people that like have such a huge that needs control. I feel like people in general like we want to be in control of things, especially if you grew up like broke. Like let's be honest, like
Mm-hmm.
like we know we were broke, and I
Nah, bro.
think
I knew
that
I was broke. I knew I was broke. All it took for me to go to somebody's house for the first time, just like,
damn,
what the hell? I got central air. What is that like? Like, I didn't even know that was a possibility. I was like, oh, I thought I only had this in hotels. Like, I knew we weren't where
bro, I
you
was
could.
so mad at my mom. She was like, "Hey yo, you better not touch that thermostat, bro. It was always hot. And it still is to this day. Like my dad, like trooper. One of our friends, and he told me he was like, "Hey, yo, one of the big questions you should ask your partner or like someone you're dating, if you want to be, or on your dating profile, what and maybe I'll do that one day. Remember, hey, yo, what do you sleep? What's your thermostat like when you go to bed? What is the number on your thermostat when you go to bed? That could make or break. My mom's smooth 75.
What'd she say?
75. And
Is she
she got the
sleeping in
DJ
hell?
over her. 7.5. So like so see man.
75 degrees. Listen, my apartment isn't that warm in the summer. Like,
But oh,
t-shirts
the
and
heat
heat
is on in
on.
the summer. I was like, what is happening? She was like, oh, I just run cold. No, mom, like you a medical miracle. Cause I that's what my dad. My dad was like, I can't handle this shit. Like,
I put up with this shit for 30 years. God dang
exactly,
it.
bro. He built different now, but when he comes to visit us, he's like, because I fall asleep. First it was 69, and then I got a 2-story apartment. Now it's 65 degrees. It gotta be because
65?
it's 69 up here. It's freezing downstairs because heat. Well, yeah, because
Heat
heat
rising.
rises.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's what I'm like. Hey yo, rancher life for life, bro. Hey yo, fuck these 2-story houses, bro. How y'all doing it? Your energy bill is so high, anyways. But yes,
69. So when I go to bed now, my temperature sits to 67. I have it like on a timer now. I actually have to turn it off because the cold in this room is like a different breed. When I'm in my office when we're recording, I'm like a fucking icicle. I usually have a hood on because it's so fucking cold. So I had to turn it off. But yeah, typically 67 when I go to bed, and then during the day it's around like 72.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But as you're
But
saying, like,
75 to go to bed, like again, my apartment never gets.
look, that's her. I go to sleep 65 degrees and it's running. I open now. I open the fucking window. It gets so hot in here. I get to open the windows. I'm like, 50 air is mixing with the. Anyways, perfect. But as you were saying with the with my job, like with
Yeah.
potential jobs, with relationships and stuff like that, it's tough because you're relying on something outside of yourself. Like, we like me and you were runners, right? Now I'm a runner. Wow. I hate to say that, but yes, I'm a runner
Welcome
now.
to the dark side, buddy. Where are you running from?
I'm running from all the look, man. I'm on my Kid Cudi runs, bro. Like little of it. What's my man's name? Not XX Tentacion. What is his name?
Juice WRLD?
Juice World. Juice World's my spirit animal. Rest in peace, brother. Um, but yeah, like it's hard. It's easy when you can you can do something for yourself. May it be like losing weight, may it be running, or like getting into exercise. May it be like doing anything that doesn't require someone else's approval. And then when you are like relying on others for approval, that's when you can feel stuck because you're like, well, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm doing all the right things. What is the problem? What is causing the issue? And I feel like it's this thing of when because we see a lot of compare, like for me at least, I compare a lot. Like, hey, like I ain't get this job or this raise, or I haven't found my partner yet, whatever. All these other people, they got it. They know the secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of looking at it like that, you'd be like, what did they do to get to that point? You know, what did Oprah or like The Rock do to get to that point? What did your friends do to get to that point of? Because all you're doing is like I heard a quote. I was watching a YouTube channel on like basically feeling stuck, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they said we tend to look through like our social or the people around us and see what they have. Oh, they got the nice car. Oh, they got the house. Oh, they got the kids. Oh, they got the girl or the guy. Or oh, they got all this money. Oh, they're out of debt. We look at their success. And if you think of a fruit tree, the only time we value a fruit tree is when it bears fruit.
Mm.
That's what we see when we're going through our Instagram. When you're looking around your people, like other people around your life, you look at the fruit that was bared, but you don't see how long it took for that tree to bear that fruit.
Or the sacrifices that were made to bear that fruit. For example,
Exactly.
when I was trying to pay off my student loans and become debt free, like I wasn't going out every weekend. I was missing out on a whole bunch of memories that a lot of my friends made, and I was just like out of the. I was not in the loop. I was not in the circles because I missed out on all these experiences. And my whole thought process at that time was like, by the time I'm at like an older age, like I get to be able to experience life, do whatever I want, and not have to feel financially burdened in my later age. It worked out. Like now I feel better that I don't have like a financial burden. But at the same time, it's like, man, I just want to make more memories. But since I think that all your friends have to have the same idea and plan at the same time. Like
Yes,
if you're like,
exactly. We
I
didn't
want to
plan it right.
travel. I want to get all my friends and travel and do stuff. They're like, oh, I don't got money right now. I can't do this. Like, I'm trying to pay this off. And I'm like, man, what were y'all doing back then? like, I was like, man, if I knew that we were all going to be fiscally responsible in our early 20s, I would have done it too. We could all be working out this together right now.
Bro, dead ass. Like, that's some real shit because when you, I know when I was when we were the same age, I was like, oh man, well, I had to move, but I was like, oh man, like we got this, whatever. I'm trying to catch up with like when we both moved, when you moved out, and I was like, hey yo, we got this. Cause by the time I had all this debt, you didn't, and I was like, I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna do all this stuff, blah blah blah, and I'm just like chipping away while you're free,
Mm-hmm.
and it's this thing of like we also tend to look at in the past and be like and regret the past. That also requires like ends up make you feeling stuck. Oh, if I did this, oh, why didn't I do this? Oh, why you make excuses of like things that happened in the past to grieve for like to like reflect what's happening now and making you feel stuck. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we need to give ourselves more grace in that. Understand what happened at the time and be like, okay, that happened. Where am I at now? But it's so hard for us. And I'm speaking for experience. If y'all feel the same way, please leave a comment below. But you look in the past and then you're blinded from the present. You're like, okay, well, because you're only looking behind you and in front of you, but you're not paying attention to what's happening now.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
you're
you're you're always hoping for something in the future, or regretting something from the past, and you're never being present and enjoying the time that you have now, or being appreciative of what got you to where you are today.
right.
And one of
And
the things that I thought about while we were talking about that, with regards to being stuck, is I think I'm realizing why I feel stuck. Like move more and more is I think it's like I'm not meeting my core values. Like my core values is being that person who's timely, on point, has time for people, making sure everything gets done. And when I'm not doing that, it's like an attack on my character. I'm like, I'm not who I committed to myself and my soul and my values, who I'm going to be. And I think that that can also put you in a rut because I'm not doing. Like I don't feel physically able or capable of doing all the things. And I will say, Spider-Man 2 definitely put me behind on a lot of
great
things.
game.
Great game, fantastic game, 100% of it. Don't regret that. Don't regret it. But I do regret not putting time aside to take care of the things that really mattered to me. I mean, I still was able to go out and do a run. That was more in core values. But another core value is being helpful around the apartment, and I did absolutely nothing. No dishes, no like cooking. Well, I cooked like one night. Like just ordering fast food, eating like shit, spending reckless amount of money,
Hey
and
yo, but to 100% it though, was it worth it? 100%.
absolutely
100%.
no, absolutely not. I should have just played through the story and then like casually did all the side stuff. I would say if you're playing through it, definitely play through it the right way. Don't play through the whole thing. Do the side stuff. Find all the bots or whatever you're trying to do in the game,
Bro,
And
they just be paying. They just be pinging when I'm swinging, bro. I need to go. Like my dopamine is like, hey yo, it looks like Into the Spider Verse, and I'm like, I need to go to it.
it's fun, bro. Just go for them. But with regards, yeah, if you're not meeting your core values, you're gonna feel out of pocket. You're not gonna feel yourself. And we also have to understand, kind of get back to the root of that and saying, why do you not feel that way? Is it because you're behind? What can you do to fix that? Can you take time away from playing video games, make these sacrifices to catch up and do the things? Could you, take a step back, look at your budget, and see where you can cut, where you don't. Do you really want these? You really want the shoes, but do you need to buy them, or can you wait and use it as a way to motivate yourself and reward yourself down the line? It's all about making sacrifices at the end of the day. For me in my situation, I need to make sacrifices in one place or another. I don't want to work extra hours. I want to work my 40 hours and be strict on that, because that's one of my core values.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just work a couple extra hours, like maybe 2-3 hours, I'll be all caught up,
Right.
because then more things won't be added to my plate, and then I won't feel overwhelmed. I'll get it done and it's over with, and then I can focus on every other aspects of my life.
Right.
So sometimes you got to make sacrifices here and there. I'm a big fan of work-life balance. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, you know, quiet quitting, all that stuff. You know where I stand on that. But I, I do think that there are some times, especially in my job, where there's a busy season and you got to get things done, especially if someone is sick or not able to pull their part, do their share. You got to help out where you can, and it's a team mindset in
Yeah.
general with everything I do. Really, when you talked about money and finances and stuff, I want to help you out. I want to be there for you and be on your corner and be like, listen, man, this is what I did and it sucked, but it's what I had to do to get to where I am. And it's you mentioned that you have this comparison where you're seeing what everyone else is doing, where they're at in life. And in general, we have these reflection points at you're 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, where you look back and say, damn, did I do all that stuff right? Or damn, how can I make sure that I don't feel this way at the next checkpoint? And I think that it's good that you're reflecting on this, and it's good that you're making a plan to get out of that. And I'm so proud to see that you're aware and you're cognizant, and you're I'm going to do this by a certain point, because you have people around you, people care about you. It's hey, I'm going to keep him accountable. I'm not going to invite him on a cruise, because I know he can't. I know he shouldn't be doing it. I mean, I'm just
No.
saying, but I ain't going to tell him to come along. So I think that in general, when you're going through, you're feeling stuck, you just got to find the root of why you feel stuck, and then get through the suck. It's going to suck. Get through the hard part of soul searching and figuring it out. And then once you figure it out, just work towards getting out of it. And once you get out of it, you go back to being present.
100%. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And if that's even hard, I would say start with just, are you getting enough sleep? And then from there, your world's your
Make it
oyster.
seem so simple.
Bro, that helped me reset so much. I was like, bro, I'm getting shit sleep, and I was like, I need to sleep better. And then it slowly started to start clicking. Like, oh, I'm sleeping more. Oh, I'm not getting my gratitude, doing my gratitude. Oh, I'm not journaling. Oh, I'm not meditating. Oh, I stopped running as much as I did. Oh, I started eating like shit. And then it's like, if all else fails, if you're feeling stuck, I agree with Martin 100%. Take some time, give yourself grace, and figure out why you're feeling stuck. And even if that's hard, get some sleep. Get some sleep, man. Get some sleep. It'll do wonders for your brain. But I completely agree with you. Start with that. If you can't get there, get some sleep. Also, go out, get some air. Go touch grass. Don't stay in the house.
Yeah, touch grass. Something else that you mentioned earlier that I do want to shine light on. I don't know if you did on the podcast or if it was before we were talking, but you're talking about your circadian rhythm and how
Yes.
that's fucked.
Yes.
I've noticed that my happiness endorphins are down. I get up early to run, and usually it'd be me running at the break of sunlight. So it's like sunny out, like the sun's coming up, and it starts out dark, and the sun comes up, and I'm like waking up with the sun. Now it's just dark. Like I'm just running in darkness, and I'm inside the whole time when it's like light outside. So I think that it's good to get outside. It's not only good to get outside, but get outside while the sun is out. Get some
Yep.
vitamin D, and just fix your circadian rhythm is going to help you feel better. And we always talk about getting exercise. So exercise and get some water. Stop drinking.
Yeah.
But not when you listen to the
Man.
podcast. When you listen to the podcast, pour yourself one. Pour one for me. Pour one for your boy Jermaine. And
Exactly.
dilly.
Dilly fucking dilly. All right, guys. Like, like if you guys like this episode, or if you guys like, honestly, let us know. Are you stuck? What solutions have you did to like get unstuck? Leave it in the comments below. If you're on Spotify, send us a link, or you can also send us an email. Where can they send us an email at?
Yeah, you can find us at youradvicepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us at Unsolicited Counseling on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube.
All right, guys, and please, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. I know it's annoying, but it helps us so much for doing this. I'll give you a heart. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
It helps us so much. We really love doing this content, and as always, guys, we love you guys. We're here for you guys. One drink at a time. God, one episode at a time. Be easy, y'all.
Latest.